It's deeper than sports, man. That's why I created this series, to answer your questions on personal finance, entrepreneurship, as well as share with you my stock purchase of the week using the Robinhood app. Hey, do me a favor. Please like and subscribe. Today's video is about how to invest your first $1,000 and how did I get started investing. Great question, great question. And make sure if y'all got a question, you can send them in below in the comments, and then I'll create a video to answer your questions as well. So starting with question number one, which is the best way to invest your first $1,000. Let's get right to it. And I get this question a lot. Especially on social media, as well as from my coaching clients. So here's what you do. Number one, if you don't already have one, use your first $1,000 to start you an emergency fund. In your emergency fund, you should have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses covered in that fund. And I recommend, if you can take it from me, put your money in a high interest, high yield savings account. Not a bank, not Bank of America, not Chase, a high interest, a high yield savings account, something like Ally Bank. Number two, set up a Roth IRA and make sure you max it out. The maximum contribution this year is $6,000. So make sure your Roth IRA is fully funded. Number three, index funds or ETFs with a low expense ratio. That's what I prefer. That's how I normally invest. And so that's a great way to put your first $1,000 to use. So something like the S&P 500 or the total stock market. And number four, I would say pay down your credit card debt. Pay down any high interest debt that you have. So a credit card, a Macy's or a JCPenney's card, anything that you got like that, pay that down. That's a good way to put your first $1,000 towards paying down your debt. Number five, individual stocks. I'm saying individual stocks, but I'm also saying do your research on what stocks to invest your $1,000 in, as well as whatever you invest in, make sure you diversify. Number six, you gotta invest in you, man. I'm gonna say this one more time, you gotta invest in you. If you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. So make sure no matter what you do, always invest in you. Man, question number two was, how did I get started investing in the stock market? Real good question. Really, really good question. I've always believed in giving my money a purpose. So for me, every dollar I earned was mandated to go out and earn another dollar and bring back another dollar until we had an army of dollar bills working for me. And the only way I knew to do that was through the stock market. At the time, some of my biggest influences were, when I first got started, was the Susie Orman show. Not her specifically, the callers on the show. And so I was very impressed with the young people, with how young the callers were, calling in, asking her, could they buy this or that? And then she would ask them, could they afford it? And then she would ask them, how much money did they have saved up? And the amount of young people that had $100,000 or more in their savings or in their investment portfolio always impressed me. One other person that I was very impressed with and intrigued by was Warren Buffett. To this day, I emulate a lot of his investments in my own personal portfolios. And yeah, real quick note, man, although I teach how to invest in individual stocks, mainly through Robinhood, I personally invest in ETFs or index funds. That's just more of my speed. That's just more of where my comfort zone is at. For teaching purposes, I do use Robinhood to help show how easy it is to start investing, start having your money work for you, start making money while you sleep. And that's it for this episode, but get you some free stock by using my Robinhood link below. And remember, most people see the end result, very few consider the journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do me a favor, comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.